Hey everybody, it's George again. Welcome back to the page. Today I went and picked beans and I come up with about a half a bushel. I didn't want to can these really because it's just there's not enough here really to can. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to do an old style of bean called leather britches or string beans. They got several names, but basically what you do is this is a little sewing kit that I keep throwing around in here. And what we're going to do is try to find a good needle. If I'm not wrong, this has the big needles in it. It does. Okay, see how big these needles are? They're bigger than a normal sewing needle. That one's short. I'll try to find one a little longer. Okay, see how long that is? Can you see it? I want it kind of long to where it'll reach all the way through the side of that green bean. Okay. Now, I want to hunt some good thread. So this here is actually pull line premium fishing line. And it says it's like 15 pounds. Okay, that ain't gonna break. So what I'm gonna do is pull off about, well, I usually go about 6 foot because I don't want it to be knotting up while I'm trying to sew it on the beans. But I'm gonna pull off about 6 foot of it, or that much. Okay. I got a pair of fingernail clippers here. I'm gonna cut the line with. Okay, now this is just a simple process, but well, I'm glad that's got a big old hole in it to catch that needle, cause or catch that thread, cause if it didn't, I'd had to got my spectacles out. Everybody knowed I was blind as a bat. No, I reckon I don't know if it's near or far sighted. I can see way out yonder. I can't see up close. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna tie a knot in the end of this. Okay. And there's our string. Now I'm not going to string these beans or nothing. I'm just going to take and run this through the middle of the first one. And then when I get down here next to the bottom, I'm going to run this through the loop. And that way it holds that bean. And then it's just simple. Just keep poking beans on it. This is a real quick way. And what we're going to do is these will hang on the wall or somewhere, wherever you choose to hang them, and dry. And once they're dried, you take them down, you string them and break them, or you can string them and shell them either way. And if you shell them, they're called shelly beans. If you break them, they're called leather britches. And in my notion, I don't know why they call them leather britches. Them skins are tough as leather, and it's not a favorite one of mine. Now, right there is why I grow these rattlesnake beans. Look what a bean. Now, normally, this is what you'll be picking all year on rattlesnake beans. And they grow up on I trellis them up about 6 foot on a chain link fence. And that way I'm not stuck bending over all day trying to pick beans. But I want you to look at what a bean. Now, you get a bunch of them right there, you can fill jars up in a hurry. But I've already picked through these beans. I think this makes the fourth picking, and I noticed there's still a lot of blooms on them beans down there. So what I'll do now is I will let them go to seed, and I won't pick them again till all the vines are brown and dried up. Now you kind of want to pick these stems off, like, well, this was on there, and this is where I picked them. Well, them, and I just went and broke them off. A lot, you used to see these a lot in people's houses. I also do peppers this way, and then I grind them and make like pepper flakes, and then you can even grind them finer and make powder, like a powder, from pepper. But you see how they're coming along, and I'm gonna go ahead and just string this one, and then I'll take it and tie it up. Now these ain't for me. A friend of mine, she's up, I think she's almost 70-year-old, asked me if I had made any leather breeches this year, and I told her no. And she said, well, you ought to, because I want some. So, I'm going to do this half a bushel for her. And, I'll see to them that she gets them. But, you can do stuff nice for your neighbors and stuff, and they'll appreciate it. Now, see, even with leather breeches, see how that is already just a little past prime? You can sew right through that, and it don't hurt nothing because they're all going to go to dry. You know what I'm saying? I had, 7 baby quail born yesterday. Well, one was born this morning, but not quail, guineas. I had 7 baby guineas born. And I've got a bunch of turkey eggs in the incubator too. That should start hatching today and tomorrow. Now see how this, like this, I'm just going to break this off. And I will put that in the hog slot because they like them. But this is just another way to preserve beans, It's just, tie them up like that and let them dry. And you can do it once they get, now see on these one beans, like the brown ones I just showed you. I don't see if I see one. But I will let the rest of them dry down there on the vine. And, that helps me get my seeds for next year. And they are an heirloom seed, and they are good from year to year. You just need to, let them get full. And then leave them on the vine till they turn brown and dry. Then when they're crackling hard, that's when they're ready to go for seed. And I keep my seed like that every year from year to year. And I haven't had any problem with it. But see, and it looks like a whole bunch when you get them done. And it really is because, it's a whole bean. But old people back in the days, or when old people back in the days, they didn't have 500, 600 canning jars like some of us do today. So, they had to figure out other ways of preserving what they had. And this was a way they used to do it. Now, I'm going to do this one, finish it off so I can show you how to tie it off. You can start your next one. Now, it don't matter the size of bean. You can put it in there because, you're going to eat the whole bean unless you're doing jelly beans. But remember, you will need a place to hang these. You may have to put a nail in the wall, or make a clothesline or something. But you don't want them where bugs can get to them, or animals can rub on them or anything like that. But now, back in the day, when they let them beans dry on the vine like that, they would go through and pick them, and they would shell them to make what we call pinto beans or soup beans or whatever. It would just be whatever variety of bean it is, red kidney bean, and so forth. And you know, you didn't eat them all. You always put your jar, about a quart jar up of your beans, and that way next year you had your beans for next year. But it's not a you know, a real bad slow process if you work and you know, don't run your mouth like somebody I know. I ain't gonna point nobody or nothing like that. Okay, we're getting there. Now, when you get up to the end, you kind of want to make sure you leave enough room that when you pull this needle out of this thread, if I can, to make a loop. And normally I leave the needle on there. See how that's doing? Okay, I can still put some more on there. I thought I was closer to the end, but they'll kind of wiggle and pack herself down. And that's what you want, is to get the most. And that's why I said you need a pretty good string, because, you know, you get a bunch of beans on there like that, they weigh something. And you don't want to get it done and you string break and you have to go back through and redo it. So, you know, it's best the first time to get a good string to start with. Okay. We'll dangle them just a little bit. Add a few more. Okay, now I don't want to get too far up, but see, I got about that much space between the beans and where my finger is the end of the string. So what I'm going to do is come down here, make a loop and a knot. And I'm going to do that twice to try to get it at the same spot in the thread. Okay, then well, I know I just had them. I'm telling you right now, these gremlins around here. See, now I can't find them fingernail clippers. I just had them. Hold on just a second. Huh. Okay, I'm back. I went and got a knife so I could cut this needle off this string. Okay. Now I want to split this string back into 2 pieces up here, like this, and there they are. And you, look here. Boy, I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. But literally, you just hang this up on the wall and let them dry. And look here. We'll do it right up here. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Can you see them? Yep. See, you just hang them right there. I won't leave them there. They'll be in the kitchen hanging on some nails in there. But that's it. And then when them dry, you just take and string them and break them. And you put them in a pot and cook them. They won't be here by the time they're done. She'll be, you know, I'll run them down there sometime this weekend if she don't come by or something. But that's how you make leather breeches. And I just want to jump on here and show you how to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish these. There's probably going to be about 4 strings about that long. And, you know, that'll be more than a mess. You might get 2 or 3 messes out of them. But, you know, it's just another way to preserve it. If you run out of jars or, you know, you need your jars for something else, you can always make leather breeches. Or you can leave them on the vine, let them dry up, then go collect them, which we'll do that later. I'll make a video on that. And we'll shell the beans and put them out. I put mine on this table here in the living room. I guess it's called a coffee table. I'll spread a blanket or a towel on it and lay them on it. Then every day I'll come through 2 or 3 times to kind of stir them and let them get good and dry. Then once they're good and dry, you can either put them up for your seed beans or you can put them up for cooked beans. All right. I guess I bored you long enough. Y'all have a good day. Have a blessed day. And we'll see you on the next video.